Okay, I'm going to just leave you with some final thoughts. I'm not teaching you everything. My books aren't going to teach you everything. And even after you learn it, think of it as a surgeon. If you learn how to do brain surgery, you've read all the books, you've seen all the videos, you've studied and studied and studied. Do you really think you can go do brain surgery? This is hard. I mean, you've caught me. I'm doing these videos, and I could redo the videos. I really could. I could redo them and make sure that I am articulate and I don't stumble and I don't. But you need to see that. You need to see that I invented this. I've had a very successful career, and you notice I did not introduce myself during that presentation because nobody cares who I am or that I sold over $2 billion worth of complex IT stuff in my career. You don't care how old I am, where I went to school. None of that's important until I build the value. See? So it's not until the very end that I ever talk about who I am, what I do, how long I've been doing it, why you should listen to me. But some of the top neuroscientists on the planet helped me write this book to make sure that it is legit. And I didn't even know that I had talent. I thought I was lucky. You know why? Because that's what I was told my whole career. Every time I brought in a record-breaking deal, every time, like one company for 3 years in a row, I was the only one that made quota globally. It was number one globally 3 years in a row. And I was constantly said, you are the luckiest salesperson. Your timing, you're just so lucky. It wasn't until I was driving one day and I was listening to Michael Bosworth's book, What Great Salespeople Do, that I think I was driving from Austin to Dallas, that I went, oh my gosh, I wasn't lucky. There's science behind what I was doing. And now I had to come up with, what do I call this thing that I was doing? I didn't realize I knew it worked. And nobody asked me. That's the crazy thing. If you're a sales leader and you're listening to this, have you ever asked your top salespeople why they're lucky? Or do you also discount them as being lucky instead of talented? Your top salespeople are probably intuitively doing things right, and they don't know why they're doing it. That's what my situation was. I didn't know why it worked. I just knew it worked. I knew that every place I worked, I would get a slide deck that looked exactly the same, talking about the company and their stock price and their year-over-year growth and their competitive advantages, and just, ugh. And I would take that and I would actually translate it into why my client, the first thing I asked when I went to work at a client was, where's the case studies? Where are your success stories? Who are the clients, existing clients? I'd like to meet them. I'd like to talk to them. I can tell you story after story, and I've got a few of them in my books, of clients that taught me how to properly sell what I was selling, because my companies manufactured things and created things because they thought they knew what it was intended for. My clients taught me how they actually benefited from it. And a lot of times what I sold wasn't how they used it. Why isn't marketing, who's creating the marketing collateral, going to clients and asking them these things? Why are there not advisory boards that clients are invited to be on to share what needs to be improved and what works and what doesn't work and how are they benefiting and what are the results? Here's what's cool about Visnostics. When you start thinking Visnostically, you stop thinking about yourself and you start thinking about the clients, and you start thinking RTH, 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 and you start going through and going, whoa, we are weak on the R. We are weak on results. Where do I get those results? You get them from your clients. You should be whining and dining your clients as much as possible to get this data. They have the data that's going to help you get more. And if you show interest in them, guess what? You get referrals. They are going to want to, they belong to organizations. They know other people that are CEOs and CFOs and CTOs and COOs or whatever your title is. And they're going to tell people how awesome you are. In today's world, you can't afford a bad review. And the best way to get a good review is to make it about your client, not about you. I've worked for companies where this is the order of importance: stockholders first, employees maybe second, and customers third. How wrong is that? That has to be flipped. I worked at a company called Amdahl. It's gone now, so I don't mind using their name. Amdahl used to be a big competitor. There was Big Blue, which was IBM, and then there was Amdahl, which was Red, Big Red. And Amdahl used to say, when they had to make a tough decision, do what's best for the client, the money will come. If you put the client first, the money will come. And more companies need to have that attitude, and they just don't. Visnostics is the thought process that will make you put your clients first because you have a vested interest in their success. The more results you get from your clients, the better results your clients get, the better your R in the Visnostic RTH formula is. The better your R in the Visnostic formula is, the more sales you're going to make. Are you getting it yet? Let's do a workshop. Bring me in and let me help you analyze your existing messaging and let's translate it together. And let me tell you why. Let me tell you why this is important. You can't see what you have. Trust me. If someone asks me, well, what are people going to get out of Visnostic selling? Well, you're going to increase your sales. Duh. Guess what? I post that all the time. All the time. You're going to increase your sales. You're going to be more successful. You're going to hit quota sooner. Crickets chirping. Those are results, right? Aren't they results? They're actually not. So when you find your results and when you define your results, bring in some fresh eyes because those people will be able to say, that's not really the result. I couldn't see the result. And then one day I was talking to someone and it goes, what did you do with all your money that you made with these big giant commission checks? And I said, well, one thing I did was, I see that car back there? That picture of that car? I paid cash for that Cobra. And I paid cash for, $100,000 backyard. I paid cash for a lot of things. And that's when people's eyes get big. And it didn't, again, I teach this, but to me, if someone says you're going to make more money, you're going to be more successful, you're going to hit quota better, you're going to be the #1 salesperson, okay, I'm all into Visnostics. You can't assume people will translate that. But as soon as I started seeing, I paid cash for that car up there for my husband, by the way. I bought it for my husband. The eyes got big. Now all of a sudden they're like, oh, if I make more commission, I can do stuff like that. I can change my lifestyle. I can have fun. You have to not assume that people are going to think that. I mean, honest to God, I never thought I would get that car. I didn't think, it wasn't even on my radar. This was an impulse buy, by the way. So what you may think is a result may not be a result. One of my clients I was working with said something like, well, our kiosks speed things up for our clients. Well, why does that matter? Speeding things up, speed what up for the clients, and what do they get out of, if it speeds it up, what happens? Oh, well, they won't miss any of the game because they'll get back into the game faster. That's the result. Don't miss any of the game because of the kiosk speeds up your time. You see the difference? So bring me in for a workshop. Let's do a translation workshop. They're fun and get marketing and sales together. This is another thing people don't talk about. They don't want to talk about. This is important title. Sales and marketing is important. When have you ever had training where you brought sales and marketing in together? I guarantee that you will be shocked that there's a conflict going on between sales and marketing. Every place I've worked has some kind of a conflict. Think about this. Do you ever hear sales going, oh my God, marketing is just killing me with all these leads they're giving me? No, they're saying, we're not getting any leads from marketing. Where are all the leads going? We're not getting them fast enough, right? And marketing, have you ever heard marketing say, oh my gosh, sales is closing every one of the leads we give them. They're awesome. No. What are you doing to bring these two people together? And when a deal closes, who's gets credit for it? Was it marketing because they marketed so well, or was it sales because they sold? And did marketing find the lead, or did sales find the lead and close it? Who's trying to take credit? Those things are really happening in this world. Bring them together for a translation workshop. It is so fun to watch the camaraderie, the team building, the empathy that develops from these exercises of translating vendor speak to client speak. I'll actually get on the phone with your clients and pull out the R's. You'll be shocked how many R's results are out there that nobody's asked them about. And I know the right way to get to address this so that the fight or flight is not engaged and that they get, by the way, when you're talking to clients about this, guess what's happening? You're triggering positive thoughts. When you're trying to get them, tell me your favorite success story. You're forcing them to visualize a positive thing. Guess what happens? They're releasing serotonin and dopamine. And guess what happens? You're becoming the bell. They're relating you to good feelings. Why would you not do this? Okay, there's a whole lot more. You probably just learned 10% of the power of Visnostics. Let's do this together. I have a vested interest in every reader's success. Why not call me? I look forward to meeting all of you guys, and thank you for watching. It means a lot. Take care and happy selling. Happy Visnostics.